This is Richard from an online website, Cossack Cruise.
Okay, cool.
As you know, I got questions. First off, when I first heard you guys, I was kind of blown away on how you guys mix, dance hall and metal and whatnot. I'm sure you get that pretty initial kind of response.
Yeah, that's a definite one we get quite a lot. Like, people who say that fairly often. I often knock back by, the fact that they're mixing it up a little bit.
Well, the question is, how did you guys blend those two styles of music? I mean, you think about it, it's kind of hard to do, but you guys managed to pull it off quite geniusly.
Well, thanks very much.
Oh, no worries.
But, I don't know, really. I think it's just everyone's influence coming together. I don't know. I mean, there's not really anything we really sat down and thought about. It's just, we get in a room, that's what happens,
Yeah. Interesting. And you guys call yourselves a reggae metal band? Is that a
reggae punk metal?
Are you pretty well the only one that you know of that exists?
Say again?
Are you the only one that knows that you're the only ones that make that claim? Or
I don't know. I mean, in our travels, we've heard a couple of other bands. There's a band from Connecticut sort of area called the Fear Nutting Band.
No, I haven't.
They're not like us, but they've got. I think they listen to us and go, that's sort of thing they want to be into. Sort of thing. They're like this sort of metal band, and they've got these two guys from Jamaica singing, and it's pretty cool,
Really? Eh?
They're different to us, though. They're kind of different to us.
Really? Eh?
But I think they draw a bit of influence from what we're doing, possibly.
Now, are you guys using this reggae sound system that you guys normally use on this tour?
Say that again, sir?
Are you guys using a traditional reggae sound system for this tour?
How do you mean?
Well, you know how when you go to something like in Jamaica, I can't remember the name of the festival, and they have a specific kind of sound system that's meant for reggae or dance hall music, more with a deeper bass. Are you using that kind of system on your current tour, or is it just a standard kind of rock? Go ahead.
The way we like to look at it is it's kind of like a sound system just with heavy guitars,
Okay.
Ben's got all kinds of toys and stuff that try and emulate that sound system vibe, but it's just if you're expecting to see a band who's just going to play songs, it's not going to be like that. He's running around, he's going to stop songs and rewind them, and then we're going to start them again, and
right.
That sort of thing. It's more interactive with the crowd than it is just a band playing the album.
Okay. Now, you guys are playing this Bullet for My Valentine tour. How do you think that kind of fan base will react to your style of music?
It's hard to tell, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
We've been out with really, really different bands, and every one of them, the crowd seems to react to us really well. We've toured with two really extreme bands. We've toured with Real Big Fish, and we've toured with Korn, and both crowds were really into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyone in between that, if they're into it, that's great. I don't know. We could be playing to a load of people who don't like it. We could be playing to thousands of people who really dig it. Only time will tell.
Okay. Now, I was reading a couple of your reviews on this new album. Some of them are really over the top, in terms of just positive responses for, as if they never heard this band before, and all of a sudden it's that style and your band actually is on their radar. I mean, are you finding more and more of that than the usual type of review that you guys read?
I don't know. I mean, I've only read a couple. Obviously you're going to read stuff, but to be honest with you, I don't try and watch too much of that stuff, because I have my opinion of it, and I'm happy with that. I mean, obviously I'm interested to hear what people think of it, but if you read a really good review or a really bad review and you don't agree with any of the things they say, it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Right. And hope it.
But I'm not surprised that people are is coming onto their radar now. I think we've made an album which is a bit more accessible, maybe, and I don't know, like, I don't know if it's had as much press or anything as the last one, but because it had a big push the first one we did. But,
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully more people get into it.
Yeah. And how big of a crowd are you playing to on this tour? Like, what's the average size?
Well, we're doing this sort of co-headlining bill with Non-Point,
Right.
and the shows are anywhere between sort of 500 to about 1,500, 2,000 sort of thing. It depends where, because different territories, either band does better in some places than others,
Right. Well,
We're playing like a headline show in Providence, Rhode Island tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
And that's going to be about a 400 capacity venue, I think.
Wow.
But then like we're doing like a House of Blues in Orlando at the end of like mid-December.
Yeah.
Which is like 2,000 people. So.
Jeez. That's awesome. And I was going to ask one last question. Where would you say you're bigger in? Like in the States or in Europe, or is it evenly the same? Or
it's hard to tell because America's a much bigger country.
Yeah.
And obviously it depends how you what your scale is like success.
Well,
I suppose if you're doing it by how many records you sold or how many emails you get from that area.
Well, I'm looking at the size of the shows.
Right. I don't know, it's
on average.
really different. Some towns in America with nothing, some towns are like we're their favourite band, and then it's the same in Europe. Like some places like they're dying for us to like play there, and then some places they've never heard of us before. You really can't generalise like the States versus anywhere else.
Yeah.
Some places we do great, and some places they hate us.
Right. No, but are you guys getting pretty established in England as well?
Yeah, the way it's worked for us is because we spent a lot of time over here, mainly because our management is based over here, and they know the market over here quite well, so that's been quite a priority for them. Obviously, we want to play everywhere we can, and sometimes it's hard for fans to understand why we can't be in more than one place at once. You get lots of emails on the MySpace page saying, why the fuck aren't you coming to this place or that place? And it's like, well, we'd love to. Just give us a